I'm just going to keep it on the 5 for right now. All right. So looking at the economic calendar over here, what do we have? We had German IFO business climate over here come out better than expected, right? So what they're expecting for the business in Germany, and Germany is the main economy of the euro. So that's obviously something you want to pay attention to. Italian bank holiday. We have the Bank of Canada Governor Macklin is speaking, which isn't too important to us. So I wonder what he's going to be saying. But moving into Tuesday is where we get some more of the economic data coming out that we want. We have a big, heavy week when it comes to economic data. PCE, GDP, advanced GDP. We got a lot coming out. But right now it kicks off really tomorrow with core durable goods orders coming out from month to month. So we'll see what that's at, along with later in the morning, 10 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, you got consumer confidence, right? So they have this higher than previous is what they're expecting. So we'll see where that's coming in. You have CPI coming out for the Australian dollar. Wednesday, moving into Wednesday, you got goods trade balance coming out, prelim wholesales inventories, a lot of yellow folder events, things that really aren't going to mean too much for us in the early market, in the New York market. But moving into probably Asian, this is tentative, but it'll probably come out at night for us in on the Eastern Coast. But you have Bank of Japan outlook report and monetary policy statement. And we're going to see what their rate is going to be. They have been talking about a weakening Japanese yen not being that good for them, right? Normally they're kind of advocates for having a weaker interest rate, right? And looser monetary policy. But now they've been talking about how like the yen is way too weak and we need to maybe do something about it. But they haven't raised rates, as you can see here. It's been under 10 for years now. Yeah, they have not touched monetary policy or their rate since 2016, and even farther than that. So are they going to do it now? I doubt it, but they have been talking about a weekend not being too good for them. Looking at, that was Wednesday, looking at Thursday over here, we have their press conference coming out probably in London session or late Asian. Then you have advanced GDP coming out quarter to quarter and advanced GDP price index coming out quarter to quarter, along with unemployment claims as always during the on a Thursday. So we also have Bank of Japan holiday on Thursday as well. But moving into Friday, we got a lot going on, mainly being PCE. And this is what I'm sure a lot of banks are waiting on to look at this data to see what they're going to do with monetary policy. But you got a lot of yellow folder events, a lot of stuff coming out for the euro. But I want you guys to pay attention to this. And then obviously University of Michigan consumer sentiment and inflation expectations coming out later in the morning at 10 a.m. as well. So we have more of a packed week than we did last week. We got a lot of nice headlines coming out. So we'll see what ends up happening. But let's go over to the chart and see what we're looking at. Before I break this down, does anybody have a chart that they want to send me? So I'll take a look at it and let you know, what I'm thinking and how maybe you could be looking at something else. Well, you guys send those. I'll break down the charts over here. So looking at GJ, again, we've broken out of this range between 156 and 149. Previous candle body highs over here to the left. Get this out. This. Right now, what we ended up getting, the previous monthly candle was a very strong candle, right? Printed this wick that we actually ended up filling with this candle, and we pushed all the way up to 168, a little bit past 168. But what did I say last week? I said last week that the month is coming to an end, right? Right now it's April 25th. The month is coming to an end. So are we going to create some kind of a top wick here, right? Were we going to, because last week we were all the way up here, just pushing up. And I was like, you know what? The monthly candles really don't get much bigger than that or close much bigger than that, right? You normally get a nice push up or a nice push down. And then all of a sudden at the end of the month, you get that retracement to create that wick, right? So now what we ended up getting was a deep retracement, right? And price is retracing all the way back down below this previous wick over here. So we'll see where GJ closes. Is it going to close like somewhere down here, right? Like a pretty weak bullish candle. Is it going to close where it's at right now? Is it going to close like somewhere over here where we end up, retracing back up to this area over here? So that's a question that we gotta see. Looking at the weekly over here, I want to mark off obviously the weekly wick up here, 168,400, I would say. Actually, we're just gonna mark off 167,500, which was that previous level that we marked off last week. Previous support over here to the left. Now, what's interesting is price is coming into this level over here. If you pay attention to as we're retracing over here, where's price coming into? It looks like a strong level would be 162,500. So you got 162,500 previous candle body highs over here to the left. Is that where we're retracing to? Now, looking at the immediate price action, again, this weekly candle, we were just pushing all the way up to this level up here, right? And then we ended up retracing, closing a very weak bullish candle. This candle creates its typical top wick and then passes the low of that candle, continuing all the way back down into this area over here. So where's price going to stop and hold a support to continue up? Or are we going to continue back down to this support over here and continue back down into this trend line, which will move right there. All right, looking at the weekly now. Very strong bearish candles reacting again. This is why I marked off 167,500 because we closed here, rejected again, and then rejected hard with this wick up here, flip bearish, past the low of this candle, and we've just been off to the races. Strong bearish candles. You get the top wick over here, past the low of this candle over here, and we just continue right back down into this previous support over here, which is what I marked off. Yeah. Just keeping an eye on my other chart over here because I need to manage the trade. So that's the daily. Very strong bearish candle already. So how much deeper can this thing go? Are we going to end up forming a support here? Looking at the 4 hour now. Do we have any kind of trend that we could be drawing? I guess right here. You don't have to pay too much attention to that, but we ended up breaking and retesting it over here and continuing down. But you're more so paying attention to levels. Like right here, we have a support. We have a support that we're sitting at right now, which is why I'm looking at my sells right now and seeing what they're doing on the 5 minute to see how they're reacting to this level over here. But once we break that level, you got 162,500, I would say, that previous resistance over there. But you really could be mirroring this move all the way back down into this support somewhere around here. But I would definitely be worried of this whole area right here. There you go. Previous resistance right here, 162,300. But I want to see to the left. Too much to go back. There you go. Yeah, see how we're coming into this previous resistance over here? You can actually adjust this right here. It doesn't have to be that even number. Maybe like 162,700, I would say. Previous support, resistance here, and that's where price is sitting right now. Yeah, so expect some kind of a heavy move or some kind of a reaction in this area unless we keep pushing through and then we end up creating a wick and closing above that level, which would be nice for us because we'll grab that nice piece since we're already in it. But if you're not in sales yet, I would just I would honestly wait for a close below this level, or maybe even a close below 162,700 for any kind of long-term thing. Looking at the 1 hour is nice. 1 hour, you already see how we got that reaction. We already got that reaction to 163 right over here, where price ended up pushing all the way down over here, creating this low and retracing from it, creating this lower high to then continue down and retest the low and continue through here. But now we're sitting at the support over here, right? But I think if once we close below that area, we could be coming down. We could break this level right here and continue down. Maybe you just want to wait for a retest. Like something like this right here, just below this level. Because as you see, we have some pretty clean price action. Since tapping into 167,500, we've just been pushing down pretty much. See the lower lows, lower highs over here, pushing down. Now we're starting to get into this area. Okay. Looking at the 30-minute now. Now what we had was, again, a low created, price retraces. We create this resistance right here. Price holds with a strong bearish candle. These are the setups I look for all the time. This right here, like you get a low created, strong bearish movement, get the retracement, weak bullish candle close. This candle creates its top wick, past the low of that candle. That could be a high risk, high reward sell, or you could wait for this candle to close right here and take this candle right here. How many pips do you have right there for that candle? About 30 pips, right? Just to retest the low right here. Keep that runner in, you'd still be in, possibly, unless this thing took you out of break even, which you probably would have. But over here, as you can see, we ended up getting a reaction to the support, but then a strong bearish candle close right here. What I did was I wasn't, available to take this trade right here. What I liked was this candle close, right? It kind of closed below the support, strong bearish candle. Once this candle created its top wick, past the low of that candle, that's where I ended up entering, anticipating a nice push. But right now, price is starting to come back to my entry. So I'm going to close partials over here and make sure that I'm here. This is my trade. Stop loss is above the 30-minute. So I just closed 50. What's up?
On the other trade, where would you have put your stop loss?
On this trade right here?
Yeah.
So I would have taken a lower risk. I would have lowered my risk to like 0.5% or 1%. And as soon as that candle created its top wick, past the low of that candle, I would have entered that one, right? With my stop loss above that candle. And then I would have entered this right here with my stop loss in the same spot.
Okay.
Right after this candle closed. So now I'm actually going to close this full trade over here. Wow, I love my risk management. Just because of this level right here, right? Price is coming back into drawdown. I was about 8.5 pips in profit over here already, right? I was only really looking for 10, but the risk to reward wouldn't have been too good. But just a quick scalp on a Monday, I would have been like, you know what? I like this setup over here. I really was trading by lot size anyway, so it was like a 3 lot that I was taking right here. But my stop loss was in a space that I can manage the risk well if we start, coming back like this, right? If we start to find a support somewhere and I don't like the price action, I have enough room where I can manage the risk here. And now I'm happy with what I did, because now you got price reacting to this area, and price could very well start ranging in here a little bit, right, before we continue back down. So we really need a close below this support over here, and I would say a retest and a close below like 162,700 to take this down even further. So just wait for that volume to come in, and maybe we could take that, unless we're just getting a top wick over here, rejection, and we close bearish. Does that make sense?
Yeah, all good.
Yes.
Yeah.
All right, all. You guys ready for gold? Wow, they get gold. All right, so again, I marked off a lot of our key levels over here: 1680, 1750, 1830, 1910 to 1950, which is getting rejected by the monthly right over here. You got 2000 flat, and then 2075 all-time highs, right? So now looking at this candle again, when you get a strong, well, a strong bullish candle, which is, you know, strong at the time, end up retracing all the way back down to an area like this, this becomes a weaker candle, right? It's a wick that could possibly be filled, but the wick is so much bigger than the body. So when you get that, a lot of times the next candle is going to create a top wick somewhere, right? And then flip bearish, passing the low of this candle right over here. Or we continue to consolidate, hold support, and then we continue up. All right, so just be aware of that. Whenever you get a candle close like this, expect some kind of a rejection. And that at the time was 2000 psychological level. We ended up retesting 2000 again, and now we're retracing from there. Looking at the weekly, 2000 again was a previous candle body high where candle bodies closed and then reacted to, pushing right back down to 1910 over here and holding support. At this support, this candle ends up pushing below it, rejecting it, and closing above right here. Then you get the bullish close right here, support held, and price continues up to retest the candle body highs over here. Then you get this bearish candle close, strong bearish candle close. Next candle creates its stop wick, past the low of the previous candle, and now we're right back into this support over here. Right, so where are we going to be heading from here? 1910 is a particularly strong support, as it's a previous resistance and support to the left, and resistance. Wow. Looking at the daily now, we are now at 1906 over here. Price is now pushing below 1910. Are we going to be coming back through this consolidation over here back to this previous support that ended up holding such a strong support over here before taking off to all-time highs, to retest all-time highs, right? So now strong, very strong daily candle over here already, has the top wick past the low of that candle, and we're passing right through the support over here. Looking at the 4-hour now, as you can see, why 1910 is such a strong level. Wick rejection, support. You got that resistance right over there. But you got a clean move kind of below it. Right over here to the left of mirror, you have this wick. This is somewhere you're definitely going to want to secure. Right in here, you have all these wick rejections to the left. You can very well grab a move over here on the lower time frames and take it down into this area. This is where you definitely want to secure. You've had a lot of rejections off that area before. 1 hour. Let's actually draw a trend. There's trend over here. Let's see the 4-hour. 4 hours have been respecting a bullish trend as well. Right here. Oh, didn't mean to do that. All right, delete that. So as you can see, we've been following this trend over here, higher highs, higher lows. We come down, consolidate over to that area right here, and then we continue our higher highs, higher lows area. But now we're breaking it, right? And we're making a hard break. Price is just pushing down from here. Looking at the 1 hour, again, strong bearish close over here. After holding resistance right here, price just pushed down from it with that 6 a.m. volume. Sometimes you get that nice 6 a.m. volume on gold where price just pushes. So this candle, current 1 hour candle, 7 a.m. Just opened up. It's got no top wick. Passed the low of that candle right away, and now it's starting to retrace a little bit. We could very well continue down, but you can't just be taking a sell over here because one of your rules is, where's my stop loss going to be? Was it going to be all the way up here? It's just not going to make sense. What you want to do is wait for some sort of a resistance formed like this, and then you take this next move, this next push, which could be during New York, right? You can wait for a retracement over here, back up to this previous support, right? You got clean moves to the left over here. I have 1910 marked off. That's a higher time frame range that you want to pay attention to, or a price that you want to pay attention to. So when it comes to immediate price action, just look for like some sort of a resistance form just like this over here, and then you take price right back down and retest the low over here. That sound good? So we'll do our pre-journal over here of both trades while we wait. I could be doing mine. I'm not going to do that in front of you guys at all. It's too tedious to get that through. But so far on GJ, we're holding that support. So what you could do right now, if you're not in any trades or not doing anything, is hop up to the daily and take that daily screenshot for yourself. Bring that over to your journal and open a journal or a card on Trello just saying GJ, right? You don't even know if you're going to take anything yet. So GJ and gold. So now you have that pre-analysis picture for yourself that you could be studying if you do take a trade. If you don't take a trade, you can just delete this card, right? You don't need to keep it. I'd like to do the 4 hour kind of zoomed out over here. Tiff, how you doing? This candle's starting to flip over here on GJ. Question is that something that you're going to take?
If he does flip, I'll be taking it.
Okay. And that'll be your first opportunity for the day?
Yeah.
Okay. Just the only thing I would say be aware of is the fact that we did pass the high of the previous 30-minute, right? And the fact that we're at the support over here. And now that, that just goes for you. For me, the other thing I have against me too is the fact that I already took a trade. Like, do I want to use my second opportunity on, the same setup right here? 30 minutes. That's a question I have for myself. If that makes sense. We start flipping over here. I'm going to set an alert. gold. Yeah, I'm wondering if we have the volume to push us through that area if we do flip on GJ as well. You wondering the same thing?
I said if you take into consideration the time, we should be get that volume push.
If what?
I said if you take it into consideration the time,
Yeah, I mean it's
we should get that push.
yes.
But well, we pushed the other way, so
Yes, it did. Yeah, we're gonna stay away from that now. Yeah, that could
definitely.
have just been a retracement before heading back up even more. Let's see, the 30-minute candle closed.
And that's why we wait, you know, for all our confirmations to be met. Otherwise, you
Absolutely.
get burnt out.
What I like here too on gold is how we've created this low over here. These candles, this is a strong bearish candle, a little bit weaker, right? And now we're getting really weak. So are we holding the support here and we're going to form some kind of a resistance right over here?
I've not looked at gold for some time, to be honest.
What's up?
I've not looked at gold for some time.
Yeah, you haven't tried. You just stick with GJ, right?
Yeah, gold's not my second pair, but
See, that's how Chris is, but the opposite. Chris doesn't even look at GJ. He only trades gold. He's been real disciplined with that. But Gio in our group, who's in Philippines for the next couple weeks, so he won't be able to trade with us. So he normally does, but he only trades GJ. He hasn't traded anything else. He's actually very disciplined with that. So yes, as we're holding support over here, really well managed sell over here. I stay patient waiting for my push, right? Instead of like just trying to like secure down here after only getting like 7-8 pips, which I could have done, especially if I'm starting to realize this area over here to the left. But still very, very well managed as far as, you know, realizing that price starting to come back to my entry, cutting off half, and then very shortly after you cut the full thing. I lost 0.10%. You guys cut your losses short, you're gonna be in good shape. Let's see. Gold's still dropping. The only question is like, where's your stop loss going to be over here? Where's this going? See, this could just be creating also a bottom wick before flipping bullish and continuing up, which doesn't look like it's doing that because there is a lot of bearish volume, but that could be what's happening. And it's like trapping a lot of people that are trying to take sells right here or take sells late. Yeah, one little hint that you could have known that gold was breaking out of this range right here is the fact that we created this low, we create this lower high over here, and then we come back down, hold support over here, and kind of print like a higher low right here before printing up, printing a higher high, right? And then we came down, formed this support. So what we had was a little minor bullish trend over here. We were just kind of pushing up, but we knew that we weren't just going to like react to this and continue up from here. You're essentially waiting for this zone to break to the downside to continue this move. And what you got was below this area, this candle closed bearish, right? Strong bearish close, weak bullish close right over here holding support. But once this candle creates its top wick, if you think that you have a lot of volume at 6:30 on gold on a Monday, right? If you've seen this before, you see that we create this lower high top wick over here, never passing the high of that one. Once we break the low, anticipating the volume, we continue this thing down as soon as we pass the low of that wick, right? Trying to get the impulse entry. But now if you miss that, you're waiting for a reaction. You're waiting for that retest to continue up. You're able to sell at a higher point, just like any other business would be, right? You're trying to sell your products at the highest point you can, right? At the highest point that the market is going to set for that product. It's the same exact thing for this. You want to sell gold as high as you possibly can instead of selling low, which is what most people do. Deep retracement here on GJ coming up from that level 162,900. Just write something down real quick. And so let's see this. Let's see. So Quentin, we are setting for Tuesday at 12 p.m.
Exact.
Sammy, what did we say about actually before I get to that? Let me just put this in my calendar. Quentin. Zoom. Tuesday. 12 p.m. Yeah, awesome. And then wow, look at GJ. Damn. Tiffany, what did we say? Wednesday. So far, that's good for me, Tiff. 10 a.m.
Where did that come from?
What would this move?
Yeah,
Must be something. See if something happened. It's no data that came out. Maybe that's just a strong level, man. Like I said, like I think we were coming down to some kind of a level. If you look at the daily,
yeah,
coming down to some kind of a level to form support, right? Like just form a higher low and respect the support. So once we reach this level, you get that hard reaction. So that could have just been technicals. This is why I was like concerned about this move when we were down here. That's why I was managing risk.
the French election was yesterday, wasn't it? Or the result?
Not the result. I don't think he won yet because I was looking at news.
He
Yeah,
has
yeah,
won.
he won.
He won last night. I checked. Yeah.
Yeah, he won, but we knew he was gonna win.
It was projected that he won, wasn't it?
How do you feel about that, Quinn?
I don't feel any particular way. Like it was pretty much what we were all expecting.
Okay. Is he pretty popular over there?
Not so much, but he was against somebody like 70% of the population is against.
Oh, well, that's yeah.
It's the far right. He was against the far right, who is like Trump in worse.
He's worse than
Like,
Trump.
yeah, in like on the immigration stuff and all that. Like they wanna push push away all immigrants and all that. Like everybody from the left, and I don't know if you have a left and right in political.
We definitely do.
Yeah,
Like
far left, far right. Yeah,
I mean that's the term you use too.
Yeah.
All right. Well,
Right wing, left
all-
wing, conservative, liberal. Although like today's liberal party, I guess you could say, or the typical liberal today is not what it used to be. Now it's become very radical. Many many question marks as far as like what that party has kind of turned into. But yeah, then you get the conservative side that um, they're tighter on border patrol is what you're saying.
yeah, on the right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're tighter on restrictions with the border, letting certain people in. And guys, there is a left and right, but what one person has said, I forget who said it, but like if you don't watch both sides, you're just ignorant. You're a fool. Like you have to watch and pay attention to both sides of what's going on, because both sides are going to be lying to you, and you got to like weed through, just like what I always tell you guys with like going on YouTube or listening to different people and their strategies for trading, like Trading Nut podcast. You're weeding out different things that make sense to you and what doesn't, right? It's like, all right, I can add this little nugget that I just heard on this podcast or watched on this YouTube video. I can take that little nugget and add that into my own trading and add that into my own back testing first to see if it works and stuff like that. It's the same thing with like paying attention to politics and like listening to both sides, saying, okay, that makes sense, or this makes sense over here, and I can make my views based on that. And then obviously doing your own research and looking up different facts and stuff like that. But if you don't watch both sides, it's you're gonna be in the dark about a lot of things. So let's see. Oh, what do you know? We ended up creating that bottom wick over here and flipping bullish on gold, right? So are we going to hold some kind of a support here, continue up where we created this low now, and now we can form a resistance in this red box right here? and then come down and retest these lows. Now we have a range. Just want to be careful playing around 1910. I wouldn't be too worried of that though. If we form a resistance right here, strong candles closing in your direction, then I very much think that we can retest this low. Wow, look at that on TJ. So now the question is, we were looking at sells. We can't marry that bias, right? So what we want to look for is now, if we end up closing above that resistance, is the first thing that you want to look for. The 30-minute is about to close, so we'll see if we close above or at that level. But typically what you want to do is wait for a close above this level. Bottom wick forms, flips bullish past the high of the previous, or we end up forming a strong support right at this level, and then we can continue price right back up. Because again, you're bouncing off a strong level right here. Right? Last time we were at this level, we ended up, creating this high up here, retesting it and continuing up. Right? So now that's why you see a strong reaction to this level over here. You need to see if price is going to end up continuing bullish up into this area. You got at least 75 pips up to this previous support right here. Up 30-minute close below that level. So now you got to be careful with the trade that you take now. You can also extend this over to the left as well. So this is a very strong bullish candle. I'm curious where we go from here. I 100% want to see it close above this level over here. But let's see the other time frames. It's the 1 hour. So let's see where this 1 hour candle closes, or let's see where this 15-minute candle closes. Can we close above this level right here? You're trading against the trend. That's why you want to wait for that kind of like a retest right over here.
I'm looking for the same. I close above 550.
Yeah. So we'll do this. Yeah, 163, 550. And then safe sells below. Now we can also hold this as a resistance, continue consolidating, and then continue back down below 162,900 to continue down. I don't know if that's going to happen, but let's see. Ooh, can we hold resistance at 1910 and get a strong bearish close right over here? If that's the case, then we stay below 1910. That's a win right there. You don't get as much of a deeper pullback, but we could very well continue this move to retest the lows and continue down to 1906 and continue through our move over here to the left to mirror right here. This is what we would want, a move like this. Maybe gold will be my next opportunity today. Again, you come to the market, 2 opportunities to take a trade. Tiff, you with me?
Yeah, I just came back. Sorry about that.
Oh, awesome. Yeah, no, what I was saying was with 10 a.m. so far I'm good with that for Wednesday. I put it in my calendar.
Thank you so very much. I appreciate it.
Yeah, of course. So yeah, 10 a.m. So if anything changes, I'll let you know. Let's see. And also, how's your morning going? Have you taken anything yet?
Say it again. What did you say, Steph?
It was. I was just asking if you've taken anything yet this morning.
No, it's a real busy morning for me. I was just watching the charts, but I haven't taken anything.
Have you found yourself taking less trades, like by volunteer, like by just because it doesn't attract you?
Yeah, I'm more selective with my trades.
Good.
However, I have to be more precise with the analysis of it.
Okay.
Sometimes I enter a little bit too early, and then my level of positioning is too much, and then I don't manage the risk
Okay.
as well.
So to like deal with that and to fix that, to combat that, back testing. And I know it just sounds generic, but like that's where you can go into the simulator and look at like, all right, how can I be managing these trades a little bit better? How can I get that entry a little bit better next time without using real money on the table, right? It's simulator money, but at least you can manage an account on there and everything. You can't really do that on TradingView. But that's a great tool to use. That's where you're going to start getting better and more confident with your entries and stuff. It's all going to take place. It's all going to happen. Now, I don't know if it's a milestone, but you just hit an area where it's like, all right, I went from trading a lot, taking a lot of trades, to now cutting back and being more selective. So that's a win right there, right? Like you're improving right there. So just take it one step at a time. Now it's just being selective over your trades like you are now, but taking the right trades as well. And just having the right entry, waiting for the right entry, all that stuff. 30-minute candle just opened on gold. I want to see how this 15-minute candle closes. If it closes bearish, I would like for the next one to create a top wick past the low of it, and we can continue this down with some 8 a.m. volume. Or maybe even like 7:45 volume. Wow. I just got an alert from Bloomberg. Twitter is in the final stretch of negotiations about a sale to Elon Musk and could reach a deal as soon as Monday. That's insane.
That's huge.
Huge. Gold is looking nice. Just waiting for the close here. Stay patient. Is anybody else looking to capitalize on gold if we get this resistance formed? Anybody?
I'll try to jump in stuff.
Okay. You just waiting for the 15-minute close?
Yes.
Okay. Good stuff. Now, Sammy, what are you waiting for? You're waiting for a close above this level?
Yeah, I was just gonna say I'm more into GJ.
Okay. On the 15?
Yeah.
That's your main pair, man. Of course you're more into it.
But I do see like gold playing out for you guys, to be honest. Like if this happened on GJ, I'd be like, yeah, 100%.
You haven't taken anything yet this morning?
No, nothing yet.
Okay.
With gold sets up better than GJ, like if GJ closes below the 550, might take gold instead.
Yeah, I mean,
Because it's setting up.
I'm sorry.
I just said it's setting up like perfectly, so why wouldn't
Yeah,
I
just
take it?
about. Yeah, we got 5 minutes left. Same thing with like marrying a bias. Same thing with like marrying a pair. Like, being so fixated on this and you completely miss this. Now that doesn't mean like trading all these different types of pairs and catching every single move on every pair. But that means just having the two pairs and choosing which one is the better opportunity, making that decision and being able to make that decision like an adult.
Yeah, I'll just switch to gold and I'll set it up. So
Nice.
it's gonna 4 minutes to do it.
Wait for that 15 to close. Let's actually do some more analysis on it. The 30-minute looks good. 30 minutes created that lower high. The 1 hour is playing around over here. So the 1 hour created this top wick already. Well, that was before. It created a small top wick and then passed the low of this candle. Came all the way down and then flipped bullish again. And now we're sitting here kind of weak bullish or bearish. So can this candle continue down at the rest of the hour? Or is it going to be the second candle? Or are we going to close like this? The next candle creates a bottom wick, past the high, and then we get a deeper pullback. That's why you go through the other time frames multiple times just to see like what's going on here. This 1 hour candle is getting weaker. Quinn, you looking at anything?
Nothing else than what you talked about.
Okay. GJ rejecting that resistance. Let's actually now take a 2 minutes. Probably get my magic keys right. It's shaping up nicely. Just makes the 1 hour look better. Question is, are we gonna get that push before or after 8 AM? Is the 30-minute candle is the way it is right now? We could keep getting that push, or is the next 30-minute candle gonna, is this one gonna close here? Next one creates a top wick and then pass the low of this one to continue down. Like in this 15-minute. Just good here. Oh, no bottom wick. That saves you guys a lot of times. So now, yeah, I'm gonna probably wait for the 30-minute to close now. See how this thing closes? Probably in the same area. Now you could take this as like this candle creates its top wick and pass the low of that one, but I'm gonna stay out of it, being that this is a 15-minute time frame. And if I miss this, I'm content with that. Think about it. We've already had a support held right here, anywhere in this area over here with this bullish candle, right? This candle ends up actually with this bearish candle as well, closing right above that level. This candle closes with no bottom wick right here. Like, what are the chances that we're going to push through here before 8 o'clock open? We could, but like I'm not gonna speculate and do that in the 15-minute. Does that make sense? Of course, it's gonna like drop now.
Yeah, it makes sense, sir.
Thank you. Again, like this could very well happen. A lot of people will let this happen and be like, you know what? Like I'm gonna let this one go because we don't have a bottom wick. If this candle decides to drop, okay, that's fine. Now that's great of you if you're able to do that. But guess what? The next time this happens, and since you missed this one, you're gonna see that, like, all right, you know, maybe what was I gonna say? Maybe it is gonna play in my direction if it closes with no bottom wick. And the next time you take this, price ends up going the opposite way. Because most times this ends up stalling out and chilling around this area. Right, so just keep that in mind. You're looking at probabilities and putting those probabilities together to make up your analysis. And if most times price is going to go the opposite way, then you know you don't worry about those 3 times that price does go in your direction. Another rejection on GJ over here. So now what we could do is we could journal this.
Steph, just so I understand, why are you waiting for it to close with no bottom wick? Just to show momentum in the market?
Why do we wait for it not to close with the bottom wick?
Yeah.
So when it closes with a bottom wick, that means for the most part, there's no more momentum for price to continue down. Like we don't have a range to fill, right? We don't have a wick that could possibly be filled if the next candle creates a top wick past the low of that candle. Like what you'll notice on a lot of your pairs, if we close with no bottom wick, price will normally stall out around this area. Now, sometimes price can end up like just like with this candle, creating a top wick, flipping bearish, pushing at the last minute, pushing all the way down to this level, and then just ends up closing at this level. Next candle creates a top wick past the low, and then we continue down from that area. But most of the time, that doesn't happen. I've seen about 65% of the time that we'll end up holding a support here and then continuing back up for a deeper pullback.
Understood. Okay.
Make sense?
Yeah.
Yeah. So again, you're just looking at probability and chances of things happening and occurring. So 15-minute. You see how like we're like kind of failing to continue down from here, because the 30-minute isn't going to close much stronger than where it's at right now. I don't think, based on the volume that we have right now. So the next candle, if we close like this, next candle creates its top wick past the low of these wicks right over here. This candle, we could very well continue this thing down. Interesting. So the 15-minute over here is reacting to this resistance again, passing the low of that candle. Only problem is looking at the 1-hour candle, how strong the 1-hour candle is right over here and how it's about to close, right? The 4-hour candle, how it's like a very weak bullish candle right now, doji candle. And the 30-minute was again such a strong bullish close over here. Maybe we end up printing like a weak bearish candle right here. Next candle creates its bottom wick, passes the high of that candle. Maybe you take an impulse entry from there, but that'll be more advanced. Yeah, 5-minute just reacted at the same area. I hope everyone could see what I was doing here on gold. Hopefully just saved you guys out of taking an errant trade. Sammy,
Yes.
what are like some of your targets for the week? Like what are you trying to hit, I guess, percentage wise, or with your daily must and all that stuff?
Percentage wise is 5%. I think that's been my target since past year, about 5% each week.
That's realistic for you?
Yeah.
Awesome.
And now it's getting to a stage where I want to increase that. Not too much, but like to 6 maybe. Just challenge myself type of thing.
Yeah, it's like aim for like 8 to 10.
Yeah.
Yeah. Aim for anywhere from 7 to 10. And if you could get it in that window, it's not like you have to I think that's a big thing with percentage goals is like aim for a window instead of a actual percentage goal. Like I have to hit 10% this week or this month or something like that, because that'll get you in some trouble. Or it'll get most people in trouble. Some people know they can easily handle that, and some people that would really get under their skin.
Yeah, it doesn't really get under my skin as much. It used to in the beginning when I never used to hit it. I used to be like, oh man, target was this and I couldn't get to it,
Mm-hmm.
And then I would like try forcing trade on Monday, so I'm ahead of the week type of thing. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And then by the time Wednesday, I'll be like thereabouts, and then or I'd be negative by just forcing trades early on in the week and not waiting for the perfect setup, which would occur on Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. I wouldn't take those because I've already taken like 2 losses on a Monday. So I'm right now I'm very hesitant on taking another trade. Like when like you said to me, paralysis analysis or something once.
Yes.
You said
Analysis paralysis.
something like yeah, and that would kick in on a Wednesday, and I'm like, but now of course I've learned to overcome that.
Yeah.
Not
awesome.
full trades.
It's a great place to be in when you overcome that stuff.
But like today, like when I first came on, I was thinking about the GJ sales, and when you said you're already in, and I was like, maybe it's a bit too late now.
Mm.
Now that but if this was me a year ago, I would have jumped in. Let's be real. Or even 6 months ago, I would have jumped in and it would hit my stop loss within, I don't know, 10 minutes.
Yeah.
So that's another thing that I've learned to overcome is like just wait. It doesn't harm you to wait. You know what I mean?
Never does. Unless
but
you're, not executing on your plan.
Yeah, but what will harm you is not waiting and then taking a loss.
Oh yeah.
That'll harm you.
That'll harm you even worse.
it'll harm your confidence going forward.
Oh yeah. Oh, yeah. But I mean, if you're doing that now as a trader, you know, obviously you feel it hurting your confidence, but you know it's an easy fix. You know, all you need to do is so you get that bullish close there on the 15-minute. All you need to do is put the work in to figure out like what you need to be doing better as far as taking entries, being more patient. What trade should I be taking? What setup should I be taking? When should I be taking them? You know, all these things. It's a fix for you. Like, it's not the market's fault that you keep missing these trades or taking errant trades. It's just you. So if it's you, that's great news because now you can fix it.
Yeah.
Praveen, you were just asking about gold. So we were waiting for the hour close at this point, right? Now what we ended up getting now is a strong bearish candle close. This candle just closed weaker, right? This candle, if we think it's going to continue down, we need to create a top wick on the 1 hour, right? Before we flip bearish and continue down, right? So I would wait for that top wick to form first before we continue down from here. But this candle did close a weaker bearish candle, which I was expecting to close somewhere around here. But will we continue down from here, or will we get a pullback and then continue down? Looking at the 30-minute now, 30-minute did close a bearish, strong bearish candle with a wick to fill. Only thing is, I want that top wick before taking this. Some sort of top wick. What I'm wondering here.
And another thing is that it can be an ego type of issues where you don't want to ask for help or you don't want to ask for reassurance from someone else. That's the problem I had.
I'm sorry, what was that first part? I don't understand it.
An ego issue.
Ego issue. Okay.
Yeah. Like sometimes you don't want to ask for the help that you need.
Oh, yeah.
When you really need that help or you need that reassurance from someone else to keep making steps going forward.
Yeah.
Otherwise, you're just going to stay the same, and staying the same means going backwards, in my opinion, anyway.
Exactly. One thing I'm impressed with is the fact that Paul has been able to put his ego to the side a little bit with everything he's been through in the past, and you know, the mentorships he's done and stuff like that, to be able to be like, listen, I need someone myself to correct some of the mistakes I'm making. And it's a good thing he did, because he's just learned so much in the past couple of months. He's frustrated with his job and, you know, the time he has to dedicate towards trading. But you know, the strides he's taking, like his trading results since coming in, have been awesome. And he's just taking every piece of advice I'm giving him, and he's coming with questions, wanting me to look at trades, stuff like that. Like, when you guys are doing that, you guys are going to see results. Because I'm not going to let you fail if you're really putting work in like that.
Yeah.
You're doing the same thing. Quentin's doing the same thing. Tiffany, you know, you came to me. You were like, listen, whatever I'm doing with my trading is not working right now. Let's put together a plan. Let's figure this thing out. All the credit to you, right? I respect the shit out of that. Let's just keep working at it. See how we didn't create that top wick over here, Praveen, on gold. So now price ended up pushing down right away. People got FOMO. People jumped into that trade, right? When price just started dropping right in the beginning of the candle, and now they may be getting stopped out pretty soon here. So you see now, we created the support, the low. We end up holding support with this bullish candle right here. This candle ends up closing right there, right? Bearish candle. but no bottom wick. This candle ends up pushing below that candle right away and closing bullish. This candle never passed the low and flips bullish over here. So now we're like sitting in this range right here. You need price to break out of that. What I want is now a deeper pullback to retest these lows. That'd be awesome. And you know, the only downside of that is now you got to wait more. Is that big of a deal though? Like just wait, pay attention to the chart. Like, all right, maybe we don't get something on the session, but we can be talking in the chat and calling out certain moves that we're about to take, sending in charts, stuff like that. Praveen, does this make sense to you? No, patience will pay off. Absolutely. What I just broke down makes sense to you, where we're holding this support right here. I'm actually going to draw a support right now, so you guys know that's there. And now we just wait for some kind of a pullback into this area, possibly, before we take the price down. She did something closing below here. Because what I'm also looking at is the fact that we formed a support right over here with this candle, and then this candle opened up right there and closed bullish. So did we close like a support right there? This candle closed below. This candle came up to retest that area and stay below. This candle is retesting that area, and then we end up staying closing below right over here. Then we can continue down. I would just want these wicks to be broken. I want a bearish close, and then these wicks to be broken for us to take sells.
How was your weekend?
It's great, man. We had people in from Hoboken, which is basically, you know, west of New York. It's like an island that's parallel with Manhattan. They came in, they brought their dog down. He was picking up a suitcase that he left somewhere, but you know, they came down on Saturday. We hung out, brought the dogs to the beach, stuff like that. And then Sunday, I was helping my grandparents out with something, you know, for a little bit there. And then I came back. I was gonna do the Zoom with you guys. Sammy, did we just schedule a redo?
No.
Okay, so let's see. So we could potentially do it today if our other guys don't can't make it. So like if Miles or Tiger or Jonathan can't make it, then we'll schedule it for today.
What time were you thinking?
Only thing I have today. What kind of Zoom would you like it to be? More of a trading Zoom or just talk psychology, stuff like that?
Just a talk psychology type of thing.
Okay, so I could do that on my way up to JFK. I got to be at JFK by 12 p.m. So noon Eastern Standard Time. So I could give you a call on my way up there.
What time is that for me? Let me check. I think
That'll
it's 4.
probably be like 5 or 6 p.m. But it would be a little bit earlier because I'd be calling you earlier than 12, being that I got to be up there at 12. I got a little time that I could be on a phone call or on like a Zoom.
Yeah, that's fine.
Okay.
That time is kind of
All right,
perfect.
so let me see. Sammy. Maybe, no. Today. So I'll put it in here for 11:30.
Yeah.
11:30. I'll be able to give you a call. That sound good?
Yeah, that's perfect.
And again, if I have to do, actually, that shouldn't be that big of a deal. We'll be able to kill that.
it won't be that long anyway, I don't think. It'll be like 10-minute call, 15-minute call.
Yeah. I mean, those are, once we get those initial zooms in, those are all, unless like we do like a back testing session together, those are all like the next couple zooms are going to be. It's just like a quick 10, 15 minute. How are the daily musts going? How's everything going? Do we want to update any goals? How's some of your previous trades looking? Let's take a look at some of these setups. You know, it's just like quick 15, 20-minute call. Or it's a psychology talk, just, you know, going back and forth, talking about your trading and where you're at right now.
Yeah.
Because we want to use as much time as we can on getting better. So this looks like that actual support and now resistance. See the 30-minute, yeah, 30 minutes past and low the previous. All right, I'm going to be entering this right now. As we're passing the low over here. I like this a lot.
Where would your stops be?
My stop is above the 30-minute. So I'm gonna place this in right now. Ooh, that's a beautiful setup right there. Stop loss is right there. That's where you align all the other time frames over here. 1 hour created its top wick. We're in the beginning of the 1 hour, and it's passing the low of this candle. So statistically, this is all setting up pretty well.
I got in the same.
Okay. Anybody else?
Look kind of good on the high time frames as well.
Yeah. All the
Oh.
time frames are lining up. So this is my second opportunity of the day. Looking for this thing to drop and get 51 pips. Would be nice. That's like our 1-to-1 right there. Anybody else in this? Okay, Tiff, were you able to enter this, or you're just done for the day? Nice job, Praveen. Okay. Okay, so this will be a good one for you to journal, Tiff. I know you're busy and stuff, but oh wow, there we go. Keep in mind the 15-minute is going to be closing in 1 minute. It's good so far. This is what we said too with the with those wicks.
When are you looking to secure your first position?
So I would like to, for the first one, probably, let's see. You got a clean move to the left over here, man. I'm looking for the 1-to-1, really. Is my main thing. So I'll probably, depending on how the candles close and stuff like that, I'll be waiting for the 1-to-1 for the one position. Or unless we get like a nice deep push real quick, I'll probably secure at the end of that. But I'm really looking for the second position to hit my take profit at 100 pips.
Okay. I just want to know how you manage gold and
Yeah. Now gold is one you gotta be careful of.
I think I might just go the full thing at 1-to-1.
Okay. Dude, if we just drop here, like,
You always open 2 positions.
not always, but most of the time I like to. Like, I'll find that like sometimes I don't, and I'll be writing in my journal like I could have placed another position here or entered 2 at the same time here, right? Using dynamic risk and securing one right around here at like a quick take profit, like 1-to-1 or something like that. And then I can let the rest of it just go at break even, where stops at break even.
Do you split your risk or double it?
Yes, always. Always. I'm never like doubling up risk like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I want a similar move that we had like right over here after this little break. The 15-minute close. Nice. 15-minute close strong. Next one is creating its top wick, passing the low of this one. I've seen this candle before after passing the high of that candle, right? Grabbing liquidity and closing a strong bearish candle. I've seen price drop from here after a setup like this. I think we're in good shape. Quinn, are you just watching?
I entered with like nothing, almost nothing, just to be in it.
Okay. Just okay. Nice. Put some skin in the game. You're lowering your risk. I like that. All right. I just secured a little piece right here. Around like 39 pips. Let's go, boys. Sorry, I got the delay. Win.
Beautiful trade, man. Honestly,
What's up?
beautiful trade, man.
Appreciate it. I mean, you guys take it too, right?
Beautiful
Yeah.
call out.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, take note of this trade right here, or this candle right here. I feel bad for Tiffany. She just left. And this is her pair too. But pay attention to this little like consolidation over here where we were holding support. We stayed patient for this. This candle grabbed liquidity, right? Flip bearish, past the low of that candle, and that's where we entered because we've seen this setup many times, right? Next 15-minute candle creates a south wick, past the low. Beautiful. It's exactly what we want. So
Yeah, if I may,
what's up?
yeah, if I may, I enter because the 5 minutes, the consolidation on the 5 minutes is something I have seen before, like making this little range that goes down on the 5 minutes.
Okay.
When I see that, I have often seen that we get the drop.
So okay, let me just do this and then we'll take a look at the 5 minute together.
Okay.
What
Because you know, I didn't used to look at candles like each candle by each candle and take a lot of information from each candle. I used to look at more candles as a group. So looking at the 5 minutes, it makes more sense to me. It used to make more sense to me, and seeing that consolidation the way it did, that I agreed with your analysis on the 30 minutes.
Beautiful. So from what I'm hearing is you're paying attention more to the 30-minute, but you're using the 15-minute for analysis. For wait, 15. Hold on. I just want to be able to give you my full attention.
Yeah.
Secure. What do I do? Persistence. 5. Does that feel, guys?
It's beautiful.
Good start to the week.
I closed at 1990. No, 1900.
190 1900. Okay,
Yeah.
so close the full thing.
Yeah.
Nice. Okay. How many positions do you enter?
1-2%. So it was like 2.5% gain.
Yeah, you gained just about 40 pips, right?
Yeah. Well, actually 50.
50
55.
pips. Amazing, dude. That's how you start the week.
That's it, man. You know what? I just wanted to take it easy on gold the first trade back.
Yeah. No, it's smart.
Just get used to it again.
Exactly.
But yeah, I'm gonna look at it a lot more now after that. after that.
Don't get too antsy with it. I mean, but you're good with patience, so you'll be good with gold. Now let's look at the 5 minute. What Quentin was looking at. So you were looking at. I'm guessing. You could correct me if I'm wrong. The lower high over here, right? And then
Yeah,
as this candle passed the low.
I mean, how it makes a little range going down. Let me, like, doing this,
Yes.
and like often when we get this after like a move like that, same
Mhm.
thing.
Yeah, no, absolutely. What you get is the low being created right here. We get the lower high over here formed, lower low formed, lower high formed, and then now we get the volume with a strong bearish candle close like this, right? Next candle, pass to the low of these wicks over here, and you take that. But it's not based on the 5 minute, it's really based on the higher time frames. The
Yeah.
15 minute, as the 15 minute grab liquidity, we've seen this happen many times. I was saying, wasn't I saying, once we pass these wicks, I'm going to wait till we pass these wicks till I take a trade. That's exactly what we got, right? And we could have arguably entered another one as the 15 minute next one created its top wick, passed the low of that candle. Get an enter dynamic risk like that. But I already entered my two positions right here, splitting my risk 1%, 1%. That's pretty damn good, guys. Good job. My TP was hit.
Good job to you.
I appreciate it. Me, I mean, it's like, what's like you have to be humble in this game, right? Like I always look at myself like, okay, I could have done this a little bit better, right? Like we could have used dynamic risk there. It's like, give yourself a quick pat on the back. TP hit. Then you go into the analysis of like, what could we have done better? I could have let this thing run a little bit more, right? But I know gold, and I don't want to say PTSD, but I have lessons I've learned from gold where price will push like this real hard, and then all of a sudden it'll just skyrocket right back up, right? And take you out. It hasn't happened to me, but I've come into deep into drawdown over here where I've had to cut the full thing after doing something like that because gold just skyrockets back up, or you'll have to, close at break even or get stopped out at break even. I just wanted to grab like one full position here at 40 pips. I close another 80% of the full one of the second one at 85 pips, and then I let the rest hit my take profit. So that was pretty solid for a Monday. GJ is just ranging over here. Sammy, you made the right call. Hopping over.
Yeah, definitely.
Right, instead of waiting. The thing is, I do like this resistance here on GJ. The only thing is I don't like trading against a 1 hour candle that looks like this, right? 30-minute candle that looks like this, right? That's a strong candle. And the 4 hour candle is very undeciding. It's been sitting right here for a while. So do you want to trade against a candle like that? I don't know. But what we did do is create a lower low over here after a solid bearish move, create a lower high, lower low over here, lower high, right? This wick never passed the high of that candle, and we kind of closed below these candles over here. So could we be continuing down from here? That's the thing you'd be missing out on. But we chose the better setup here on gold. So I'm not going to get any kind of FOMO from trading in a range on GJ. We had a nice trending market on gold. So with that being said, guys, we all grabbed our win. I think I'm done for the day. It's Monday. I already took 2 trades. But guys, have a great day. Great start to your week. Pay attention to those daily musts. Make sure that they're sitting in front of you every day. You have them on your phone. You have them on a piece of paper or whatever it is. You're checking those things off, getting those things done throughout the day so that you can end the day in a confident manner. But guys, yeah, just get everything done, get your journaling done, add this journal into the group Trello. I'll be doing it once I'm done with it over here. I'm pretty much done with it anyway. I'll copy it into the group Trello, and you guys can go and study that. Praveen, kick ass on that course. All right, buddy. We'll hop on the Zoom as soon as you're done with that. Make sure that you're getting done all the way to already here. Keys to success in trading. Get to that section, finish that section, and then as soon as you're done with that section, we can hop on our Zoom. You do not have to get through all the webinars and the backtesting sessions before we hop on, okay? Awesome. Quentin, Sammy, have a great day, guys. Sammy, I'll be calling you around 11:30. Quentin, we scheduled for. Sorry, I talked to so many.
Tomorrow noon.
Yes, Tuesday at noon. So I will see you then. But before that, I'll see you guys in the morning. Oh, tomorrow morning is going to be a little bit delayed of a session because I have to drop my my wife off at the. It sounds so weird saying wife. Drop her off at the ferry because she's going into the city tomorrow. So I'm dropping her off around like 6:40. So it'll only be maybe a half an hour delay. So we'll be on right after that. All right, guys.
No problem.
Have a great day, boys. Strive for greatness.
Thank you.
Of course. Well done today too.